America. She is the author of an absolutely terrific new book, Renewal, From Crisis to Transformation.
Remember the Chargers quarterback?
Working at politics and
Herbert? He's from here.
Uh-huh.
Chargers quarterback?
Yeah. He's from here.
Eugene.
Oh, you got Eugene.
He played for the University of Oregon.
Oregon.
He's from here.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he's a quarterback of the Chargers.
Yeah.
Austin Herbert.
Much longer, perhaps now executed. Is it a good idea?
Hello, good morning, guys.
The pivot to Asia was misconceived.
We're still in Oregon. Stay.
Conceived and executed in the Obama administration. And what was right
Foggy morning,
away
guys.
from the Middle East and to focus much more on East Asia, also South Asia. But it was conceived as a pivot
Napagaginaw na sa gawa sa labas.
and primarily the military and
Sa
diplomatic
gawas.
pivot.
Tugnaw na kayo sa gawas, guys.
A pivot to Asia through Europe. The Europeans have much older and deeper ties in Asia than the United States does.
Thank you for watching, guys. Please do like and subscribe my channel.
Cambodia, French colonies, Malaya and Burma were British colonies. Indonesia is a Dutch colony, and all those countries made a fundamental mistake by turning away from Europe to China rather than through Europe.
Ian Bremmer, what about the economic element? This feels like a geopolitical pivot more than an economic pivot.
That's right. That's the problem. Is that the United States had, with the sole exception of the French, seen Asia primarily, even overwhelmingly, through economic and a commercial lens. There are overwhelmingly through a broad national security lens and a technological lens. American companies versus Chinese companies. So they're not aligned. And the French are a competitor. They're the third largest military exporter in the world. The United States is number one. So it's a serious challenge. We're not really aligned with Europeans on Asia right now. The interesting thing is the Asians are really aligned with us. Australia really wants that defense pact because they're angry about the trade war and the military hostilities they have with China. India, which has always been neutral about this, really wanted into the Quad because of the increase in military tensions changing the game for Beijing. So as a consequence, I don't know how we get out of the fact that the Europeans are feeling really left out of our Indo-Pac strategy.
Richard Haas, what do you make of all this?
Look, I think the pivot to Asia geopolitically makes some sense. It's obviously about China, which is widely seen as the principal competitor, potentially adversary for the United States. Ian's right. We haven't introduced the economic dimension. It makes no sense to pivot to Asia without joining the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Unfortunately, there's bipartisan opposition to doing just that. We haven't introduced sufficient military forces into the region. So if we're serious about dealing with the Chinese threat, say, to Taiwan, we've got a long way to go to match our capabilities with our commitment. I don't see how we do this through Europe, quite honestly. Europe has virtually no meaningful military force to introduce into this part of the world. And Europe largely sees Asia, particularly China, through the prism of economic ties, of commercial ties. And I think we're going to run into real problems in trying to align the Europeans to work with us. Losing my voice here for you, sorry.
No worries. Henry, what about Richard's point? Particularly in light of Merkel leaving after 16 years in Germany, the Europeans don't have the capacity, to project any kind of military force without American help, and they don't seem that interested in having a kind of larger world role. They're largely internally and EU-focused. Is it a fool's errand to try to get the Europeans to play a larger, more active strategic role?
No, as I just said, the French, after the United States, have the largest naval presence in the South Pacific. So if we were going to make a deal with Australia and Britain, yes, I understand that we had better technology, but we should have included the French in thinking about the South Pacific as a strategic arena. And the British, particularly now that they're not in the EU, do have military capabilities. And again, deep ties. I mean, we included the British, so why wouldn't we also include the French? The French are also pushing hard for stronger European defense, and Europe now realizes they have to do that. But the most important thing is that both economically and in terms of technology, we are much stronger when we are working with Europe rather than leaving them out. Together, we're over half the world's GDP. It's hard to do. But again, Biden's the one talking about democracies versus autocracy. He should start Europe.
All right, we are going to talk when we get back about the place. We are pivoting away from the tendency to drag the United States back in, like that line in Godfather 3. The Middle East. Will the Middle East pull the U.S. back in when we come back?
Unforgettable weekend of live performances. Are you guys ready? From a city built on live music, Sirius XM takes you to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. Billie Eilish, Doja Cat, Jack Harlow, and more. Live on stage. All the action backstage. Austin City Limits 2021. I really get a positive energy right here. The whole weekend of all nation and the SXM app. Schedule at SiriusXM.com/ACL. I want to tell you about a smart new way for you to brush your teeth and get rewards for doing it. It's the Smart Electric Toothbrush, new from Quip. The Quip Smart Electric Toothbrush helps you track your habits so you can earn free perks, including free products, free gift cards, and more. Quip has sensitive sonic vibrations and a 2-minute timer with 30-second pulses for a guided clean. It's slim, lightweight, and sleek with no wires or bulky chargers. Plus, Quip has everything you need to build a complete routine. In addition to brush heads, Quip also delivers fresh floss, toothpaste, mouthwash, and gum refills every 3 months for $5. Shipping is free, so you can save money and skip the store. Join over 5 million happy Quip customers today. Go to getquip.com/CNN right now to save $10 on a Quip Smart Electric Toothbrush. That's $10 off a Smart Electric Toothbrush at getquip.com/CNN. Spelled getquip.com/CNN. Quip, the good habits going. The following is a public notice for people suffering from fibromyalgia symptoms. Researchers from the University of Illinois College of Medicine have developed the first definitive blood test for the biomarkers of fibromyalgia. Those who test positive may qualify for an innovative new trial of a breakthrough symptom-eliminating treatment. Previously, fibromyalgia diagnosis could not be confirmed. Now, participants can have a definitive confirmation of this debilitating disease. The test is covered by nearly all insurance plans, and that test can be arranged to have your blood test done by a licensed medical professional in the comfort and security of your own home. If you suffer from chronic fatigue, mental fogginess, or chronic pain, and may need fibromyalgia, take this opportunity to get the first and only definitive test. If you test positive, you can be among the first to receive a breakthrough treatment formulated to eliminate all fibromyalgia symptoms. Space is limited, so go to mymmtest.com. That's mymmtest.com. mymmtest.com.
I wanna be like physical, physical.
Save 20% off your first order. Only available at K11.com. And we always ship for free.
Hello, thank you for watching. Thank you, Jeans, Gemini Vlog. Thank you sa palike, langga. Thank you for watching. Mega love shoutout. Jeans. Gemini Vlog. Thank you po. Salamat sa patamsak. Papunta kami California sis. Andito kami sa Andito pa kami sa Oregon State. Ito, parang umaambon sa labas.
Is Biden doing this war out of political necessity? He feels like if he tries
God
to go
bless
back
you
into
too.
Iran, it'll trigger a firestorm on the right.
Salamat
If he
sa
tries to
panonood.
return to Obama's policies on Cuba, for instance, he will anger Senator Menendez, whom he needs on these domestic priorities. So is that a distinction that's fair to
We're
make?
back.
I think it's all inconsistent. You know, the president is focused domestically.
Oh, thank you
He's
po.
obviously
Thank
thinking
you,
about his domestic
ma'am.
coalition. The
Jeans,
problem
Gemini
is that
Vlog.
China's foreign policy is consistent with that.
Salamat sa
For example,
support.
we just talked about not getting into trade deals. There's not a lot of support, particularly among the progressives, for that.
Maginaw na po sa sa labas.
He wants to get back into the Iran
Napakaginaw
agreement.
na.
It's not clear though the United States and Iran can work out the
Ito,
terms.
nagpa-fag
And even if we get back in the agreement, the agreement doesn't cover all the activity Iran does in the Middle East beyond its nuclear
Foggy
program. And even the
morning.
nuclear constraints are of limited duration. So I don't think the administration has thought that through for me. Even the pivot to Asia, we were just talking about.
Thank you
I was going to add
talaga, Jeans.
it's irrelevant to things like climate change,
Salamat po sa
geopolitical
suporta.
risk, at a time where global issues count the most. And no
Oy,
way
thank
is
you for
an excuse for
watching.
someone's
2
handling
million
European dimension. The Europeans
viewers.
are more important in the Middle East than they are in Asia.
Di man lang
But the
nag-like.
handling of the Europeans, both some free deal with Australia, and
Parang takot mag-like.
and everything else in Afghanistan was positively troubling. It was unilateral. So I don't really see a coherent foreign policy here. So much of it is being done through a domestic lens. So far, at least, it's not working.
Joe Biden would say, look, my big
Sana hindi ako
priority is
mag-copyright
domestic, and
dito.
if I can get these two big
Yung
bills
husband ko
passed, that will do more to
nakikinig
renew
ng
American
ng
power in the
radio,
world,
ng
that will do
news.
more to renew American credibility that the system works than any particular maneuver or consultation I made with allies.
Foggy.
Yes, I think he would say that, and I happen to agree with it. It doesn't mean that we need to actively antagonize or be overly
Oy, thank you
transactional
po
and
sa
unilateral towards
palike,
allies. I agree with
guys.
Richard on that. We've made a bunch
Thank you
of
for
mistakes, and
watching.
there's some bonus
Salamat.
mistakes, whether you're
God
talking
bless
about how
po sa
August
lahat
was
ng
handled,
nagla-like
or
at nanonood.
executing on leaving Afghanistan.
Nandito po kami
But
sa
the point
Oregon
is that,
State, guys.
America
Papunta po
first
kaming
was to the extent that Trump had a
California.
strategy. That wasn't. And Biden, to the
Tignan
extent
nyo
that
sa
he has
labas,
a foreign
guys.
policy
Napakaginaw
doctrine,
na.
it is a U.S. foreign policy
Nagpa-foggy.
for a American, in parens, middle class. Those both speak to the same issue, which that even if they don't see the world the same way, they are facing the same fundamental
Ay, thank you po, Ma'am
constraints at home.
Jeans.
That the average American agrees
Ikaw
that
lang pala,
we
akala ko
don't
may iba.
want to be the world's policeman anymore. We really don't want to be the architect of global
Yung iba,
trade.
takot
And we're
mag-like.
not even sure we want to promote global values because we're not sure what those values are at home. I think Biden and Trump both felt that. Trump
Pero-
moved into it. Biden is chafing it a bit more against it, but the
Ay, thank you
outcomes
po.
are more similar than what we think.
Salamat.
And we started Richard House and
I really appreciate
both
po.
talked about trade and how Biden seems trapped in, he campaigned on getting back into the Trans-Pacific Partnership, but he doesn't talk about it at all anymore. Is there a way to make understand that really fundamentally trade has been very good
Wow,
for the
thank you
United
po. Ingat
States,
po kayo
that
dyan.
many more jobs
Saludo
have
po
gone
sa
to
lahat ng
technology,
OFWs.
China, retreat.
Thank you for watching, guys. Salamat, Ma'am Jens, sa palike, sa support. Thank you po.
The United States is going to come from stuff we hear, not predatory or aggressive trade policies.
I-bless
I think that's right.
I-bless
And
mo
I
pa,
think it's a long slog
i-bless
to
pa po
convince,
kayo ni God.
the left of the Democratic Party to re-engage with any kind of trade policy other than protectionism. But I
Sa
do think
ginaw.
Biden is right to start
Maginaw
at home,
talaga
right?
na, sa
Whatever he
ginaw.
does, he's got to get these bills through and to prove that he's serious about taking care of people at home, about building a
Salamat
new
po.
domestic
Ingat po kayo
foundation at
dyan.
home. So to that extent, I do think Ian's right, Richard's right. that
Nasa bahay po
since
ba kayo
Obama,
nag-work,
there
Ma'am
has been
Jeans?
a desire across the political spectrum, not
Or
in the foreign
company
policy
sa
elite, but more
Kuwait?
broadly, to stop being the global policeman. However,
Mag-ingat
where
kayo sa
Richard's
mga amo
wrong
nyo.
is that Biden wants to move from
Mag-ingat
being
kayo sa
global
amo mo,
policeman to global
Ma'am
problem
Jeans.
solver, which Trump certainly didn't want. And if you look at Biden's speech at the UN General Assembly, almost all of it was focused on those global problems
Mabait naman
that
yung
Richard
amo
is
mo,
talking
sis.
about, and talking about how not
Jeans.
only to cooperate with China on things like
Mabait
climate
ba
change,
sa'yo?
but to mobilize
Oo,
lots of
saludo po
different
ako sa mga
configurations
lahat ng
of
OFW.
democracies to tackle those
Mamaya
problems.
pupuntahan ko
And
yung
one
bahay
thing
mo,
I'll
Ma'am
say is
Jeans,
it's
ha?
not fair to say that Biden didn't consult
Parang
with
ano naman,
Europeans about
parang
Afghanistan. He spent 2
nakasab
months
na ako
consulting.
sa'yo.
But in the end, there was a fundamental disagreement
Uy,
about the
buti
policy, and he
naman.
decided to do what he thought was right.
Kasi may mostly mga kabayan natin hindi mababait yung mga amo nila. Sinasaktan sila, hindi pinapakain. Lagi nga akong nanonood ng mga video ng mga OFW ba, ibang OFW na sinasaktan.
Don't know what that is? Watch the program when we come back.
What? For eligible individuals,
Mag-ingat
18
po
only.
kayo
Not available in
dyan.
Oregon, West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Liezwl, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Liezwl, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing
Hello,
aids
Madam
at thousands less than
Gulay!
you expect. The best hearing aid technology is now
Thank you for watching. Thank you po sa pag-like, Madam Gulay.
And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments.
Ang madam natin na maraming gulay.
You people at Liezwl are wonderful. With Liezwl hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of all.
Ayan, Madam Gulay. Please thumbs up to Jeans Gemini Vlogs.
I hear better than I ever thought possible. Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/CNN. That's
Ma'am Jeans, tusukan mo si Madam Gulay. Please.
listenlively.com/CNN.
Mabait yan si Madam Gulay.
Credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
Your tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And just accept
Saan ka
that.
ba ngayon, Madam
Credit card
Gulay?
storage is unnecessary either.
Ah,
Credit card consolidation
sabi ni Jeans Gemini. Eh, maginaw na talaga sa labas, guys. So, sobra yung thick ng fog. unti-unti na nawawala yung fog. Uy, thank you for watching, guys. Kumusta mga buhay natin ngayon? Madam Gulay dandikit sa day 19 workout. Pasukli po, sabi ni Jeans Gemini Vlog. Magsukli yan si si Madam Gulay, Ma'am Jeans. Will against 26 TV, thank you. Thank you, Madam Jeans.
But the UN shortcut. As of August, there
sa
were
bundok.
18,000 UN personnel deployed to African
Foggy pa.
nations.
Pero unti-unti nang nawawala yung
in the midst
fog.
of a massive fight against Islamic jihadists. It's all happening in the Sahel, the strip where the brown of the Sahara meets the green of the savannah. And now, the Russians may be getting involved. Joining me now with the story is Amy McKinnon, a reporter at Foreign Policy. Welcome, Amy. So, explain the level of
Inuubo man to
military
yung
activity in
asawa
this
ko
place in Africa, the Sahel, right now. You have French forces, you have
Anong oras na dyan,
German forces. What's
Ma'am
going on?
Gemini?
So as you mentioned, I mean, the counterterrorism
morning.
campaigns in the Sahel have been really one of the
10:32
overlooked fronts
in
in
the
the war on
morning.
terror. But now with the war
Madam.
in Afghanistan drawing down, it really is emerging to be
Anong
one
oras
of the
dyan
next
sa Kuwait?
crisis points in global efforts to counter terror. In terms of the military presence, it's really been led by French forces. Mali and a lot of this region were former French colonies, and they had military bases in the region even after these countries gained their independence. So since 2013, France has had an operation in Mali and in neighboring countries in the region to try and push back these terrorist groups. It's not really been a full-throated counter-terror campaign like we saw in Iraq and Afghanistan, but it's been to try and contain the spread of these extremist groups in the region who are now their groups are allied with Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State to push that back. And as you mentioned, there's
Ahid lang pala
18,000
kayo ng
strong
ano,
international UN
ng
force.
oras.
And the US is also
Hindi
involved
pala.
there in providing intelligence
Nauna
support for
yung
the French forces as well as logistics.
And into all
Oras
this
sa
now
Pinas.
has stepped
Sa gabi
Russia.
parang
Explain the
alas
Russian
10 na yata ngayon sa Pinas.
activity now in the Sahel.
So Reuters reported last month that the interim government in Mali, of course, bear in mind they've had two coups in the course of the past year. But the interim government in Mali was in talks with Russia about sending around 1,000 Wagner fighters to support them in the security.
Parang sa Pinas ngayon na 11 na ata, 11 p.m.
We don't even have a name to really accurately describe what it is, but it's a combination of private military companies, mercenaries. It is ostensibly private, but we know that it's very closely linked with the Russian Ministry of Defense and Russian
Ay,
security
sana hindi
forces.
ako
And the
makapiright
Wagner group
nito.
has been popping up across Africa now, from Sudan to Libya, Central African Republic, and now potentially in Mali. And wherever they have gone, it has never been
Tingnan mo
terribly good
yung
news
view,
for local
madam.
populations. Qatar, Central African Republic, has really been the model for the use of Wagner forces in Africa, and there they have been accused of
we're going downhill.
atrocities against the local population. So, much as there is a deep security crisis in Mali, they're expecting that if these Wagner forces do go in, that they're going to improve things anytime soon.
Ang daming pine
Yes,
trees.
Wagner is the kind of way the Russians have involved themselves in parts of Ukraine, where they have
Uy, thank you for watching. 3
So
million
what is the
viewers.
strategy behind it?
Nawawala lang agad, hindi man lang
Possible
nag-like.
deniability. I mean, if things go wrong, which they often have, Kremlin can wash
May
its
mga
hands of it,
YouTuber
but
talaga
they're very
na-
light, they're very nimble force, they can send them in a very
Takot
targeted
mag-like.
manner to countries. I mean, one thing we do know about the Kremlin's MO globally is it's very opportunistic, and so when they
Oh, nasusunog na yung pine trees
you know,
nung summer.
international affairs, not a major player in Africa, does
Dahil
not
sa
have major
init.
economic ties to the not a major aid player, not a lot of trade links. But what they have been able to do is with these very nimble and light forces, they've been able to really magnify their presence by effectively elite co-option, surrounding embattled leaders in the region by making themselves indispensable to the
Diyan sa Kuwait, madam, maganda
therefore
din po ba
expanding
yung
Russia's
mga
influence on the governments in these countries. And it has, it's nimble, but it has proven to be very effective.
Oh, sama ka sa akin. Oregon, tapos papunta tayo sa California.
At the end of the day, Russia surely has an interest in not having
Ano lang kasi dito sisi,
just like the West.
nakakunik-kunik yung mga state ba?
Intentionally stick an eye
Hello, nice India. Please connect, please like my live streaming.
Projecting great power.
Sama kayo. Next state dito is California.
Russia really cares about like Syria and Crimea. So it's
So makikita nyo mamaya yung California.
Because this is really the first time in Africa where we have seen a potential Wagner
Interstate
had to pull with its forces. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
The Billy Joel Channel, happening now through October 30th. Sirius XM Channel 70.
Daming pine trees.
Let's change HR from your biggest liability to your with Bambi. Their dedicated HR manager is available by phone, email,
Oh, baka makapiright ako nito.
for just $99 a month. Period. Once a month, no fees, cancel days.
Hindi kasi dagdag sa watch hours yung copyright sisi. Kaya masasayang yung mga video. Di pa naman ako di pa naman ako monetize.
And 83% of all salespeople don't even ask for the sale once. Did you know that 90% of all salespeople have never even read one sales book? How many sales are being lost each
Hindi
month?
pa.
Simply because your salespeople are not professionally trained how to sell. Hi, this is the world's top sales trainer, Jason Evans. I'm going to give you a
Kaya
free
nga
45-minute
nagla-live ako
video
paminsan-minsan
training techniques that
para
will increase your
pangdagdag
company's sales within days.
ng watch
This
hours.
could double, even triple your company's sales. This video is
As in, okay na yung ano ko, yung bananas ko. Pero hindi pa kasi ako muni.
This is how to close A to Z for any product or service, regardless of industry, whether you sell face-to-face or over the phone. Call 800-500-8320. That's 800-500-8320. Paid for by Power Sales University. Rates are at historic lows. At the same time, home values have gone up roughly 50%. Maybe it's time to put that equity to work by paying off high-rate credit cards, personal loans, or remodel your house. Hi, I'm Wesley Hoagland with Westland Financial. Let us put you in a position to do any of these things.
Oh, i-mute ko na lang siguro.
It's a 5-minute phone call to see how we can save you thousands of dollars a year. So call Westland at 888-615-3669. Call us at 888-615-3669. Financial Mortgage Corp. DBA Westland, NMLS 3304. Not all those apply. Equal housing lender.
Muni ka na ba? Sisi?
We talk about Celebrity Greens, the company that builds championship level synthetic putting greens in the homes of amateurs and professional golfers all across North America. Celebrity Greens is known for their great design, the use of the best materials, and amazingly high quality installations. Their greens look great and perform like natural greens that I've played on my entire career. Now,
Wow, congrats po. Ikaw lang ba nagano sa watch hours mo?
Contractor looking to expand your business or an entrepreneur. Give Celebrity Greens a call today. They're currently expanding across North America, and they will be opening new markets soon. And if you're an avid golfer wanting the convenience and the beauty of a custom
Congrats.
beautiful low-maintenance lawn in your own backyard, you should call them too. Contact Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online.
Sabihan mo ko kung mag-live ka, pupuntahan kita.
Redefining private golf all across North America.
Pangdagdag sa watch hours.
Celebrity Greens.
I-PM mo ako sa Facebook para masuportahan din kita. Parang malaki-laki kasi dito kapag mag-views ng live mo is from Japan, Like sa akin, dito ako sa US, parang kita. Add mo ko sa Facebook ko at add kita. Tapos, PM mo ko kung magla-live ka.
World War C, lessons from the COVID-19 pandemic and how to prepare for the next one. Sanjay, always great to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
So the big question, I think, that we started out with trying to understand right at the start of the pandemic, but we don't have a great answer
Oo,
for.
PM mo lang ako.
The United
I-add mo ko
States
sa
was
Facebook ko.
supposed to be on
Zelly
paper the best
Suarez.
prepared country in the world for pandemic. Johns Hopkins University, a great medical school, puts out a list. And if you look at
Suarez
it on paper,
Zelly.
you know,
Nakauna
the US
pala
has
yung
these
ano,
incredible
apelyido ko.
assets. And
Suarez.
yet, you point out,
And then Zelly.
it's hard to
Z,
contest the argument that the
Eagle,
United States
double
has
L,
probably
Eagle,
handled the worst of
I.
any major country. Why?
Yeah. Yung ano,
One
try mo
is
hanapin.
that this idea that wealth buys health. That was part
Yung
of
sa
what made the
likod
United
ko
States
is
so high on
mayroong
the list, was that they
Eiffel
had plenty
Tower
of resources.
sa Paris.
But it became increasingly clear that
Yan,
wealth
yan ang
buys health
Facebook account ko,
if you are
Sisi.
actually, leaning into the basic public health measures that can control a pandemic. What ends up happening in a country that is so used to having resources, they say, hey, look, we're going to wait for the knockout punch, the home run hit. In this case, the vaccine.
No,
They don't need to
Z.
be bothered as much with things that
At
prevent
walang
this
Y.
disease in countries
Ang
that
Y,
don't have
palitan mong
enormous
I.
wealth.
Ang Z, palitan
Second thing
mo.
is that
Ang J,
the
palitan
risk
mo ng
factors
Z.
for this disease ended up really likely
Zebra.
being the diseases of
Zelly.
affluence, obesity,
Liezwl
heart
kasi
disease,
yung pangalan ko,
diabetes.
Liezwl.
These are all
So,
diseases that you
binaliktad
are
ko
more
lang.
commonly going to see in wealthy
Ano, I
countries,
mean,
and those really were associated with much worse outcomes. I think
Zelly,
there's one final point, and this one really
So,
fascinates me. I
binaliktad ko
spent a
na
lot of time talking to these
ginawa kong
creators of an
Zelly.
experiment called the moral machine experiment. And they basically were trying to figure out what and who do we value in a culture.
Z,
And how does
as
that
in
change
zebra,
based on how
Eagle,
wealthy the culture
double
is.
L,
And you find, for example, Fareed, that in a lot of Asian
Eagle,
countries,
Zelly.
elderly people are really well revered and respected even after retirement. Not so much the case in places like the United States. You have, you retire, you may be dispensed
yes.
with from your
Yan.
personal life, even your professional life. If this had
Yan
been a
po.
disease that primarily affected adolescents, for example,
Thank you po.
would our response have been different in some way? So these are all lessons. The book is a lot about the science of what happened here, but it was the human behavior, just like you're asking about, that really fascinated me. For now, because we're still in it, but also for the future. What does this mean? What did you learn about China and COVID?
Hi, Era Vlogs.
It seemed to me, persuaded me pretty
Ay, salamat sa
convincingly
patamsa.
there was a cover-up.
Please
The Chinese
connect to
government
Jen's
was
Gemini
earlier
Vlog, Era
than they
Vlogs.
let on that this was going to be bad, and they tried to prepare themselves before telling the world. But
Thank you
with
for
regard to
watching,
where this came
guys.
from,
God
you
bless
still
po sa
seem to be,
lahat. Mega love shout
intelligence
out.
community is that it's
Yes po,
not
andito
quite
po kami
clear.
sa
I think if
Oregon
I were to
State.
answer this question just as a scientist, I would say this was a natural origin. The majority of these pathogens have been natural origins. SARS, another coronavirus, MERS. What is frustrated, I think, a lot of people is that if it is
Oh, sure
clear
po.
to the Chinese government
Tamsakan
that this did not
natin yan.
originate in a lab,
Mamaya,
why
magtatamsak
don't they
ako
just sort
ha.
of open it up and let people do a forensics
Kasi
on the
isa
lab?
lang yung
They say,
gamit
hey,
ko
look, how
ngayon.
could this
Yung
have been from
cellphone
a
ko
lab?
lang.
The virus was never even here. That's a good argument. But you
On
need
the
to
way,
prove it.
Jens,
The
unahan
fact
na
that there's this
tika.
continuous cover-up,
Sige,
I think,
unahan mo
has
na
made
si
people very
si
suspicious.
Jens.
I got to tell you, for me, I don't think it matters that
Salamat
much.
sa
Lab leaks
pagpunta.
happen. They happen here in the United States. They happen in the UK. Smallpox leaked from the UK at one point. Our labs need to be safer. That pandemic has taught us this. But we also
Jens,
need to
nakita mo na
evaluate
ba
these
yung
markets
Facebook
where
account
there's
ko?
constant swapping
Yung
of
may
pathogens
Eiffel
from
Tower
animals to humans.
sa
That happens all the
likod
time.
ko.
Thousands of these swaps happen on a regular basis. Most of them totally innocuous, harmless. But every now and then you get one that's a problem. We got to cut down on that as well. That's a tough one because, as you know, in poor countries,
Wag na lang
a lot of
mag-ma'am,
places
uy.
there's no refrigeration.
Zell na lang yung itawag mo
Like
sa
Africa,
akin.
you have
Zell.
other parts of India, and they explain that the wet markets are the only way you
Or
can get
Zell.
regular fresh food. That's right,
Liezwl.
and it's such a part of the culture as well. I know because at SARS we covered that, and everyone said, okay, we're not going to do wet markets anymore. That was 17 years ago, and they're still obviously there. So is it an investment in refrigeration, things like that? Is it an investment in surveillance testing? People who put a price tag on it. They said for $10 billion a year, we could make America pandemic-proof. We would not deal with the pandemic again. $30 a citizen. I mean, that's not a lot of money considering we just spent $2 trillion on a COVID relief bill. So it's a really interesting thing. We reevaluate prevention, but we invest in it. If you take good care of your health, what inspires you to do that? Can we get that same sort of mentality in the country overall in terms of prevention? Well, I take good care of my health because I listen to you and I inspire others. And it's a pleasure to have you on. What an honor. Thank you. Next on GPS, when the pandemic hit, Italy had one of the worst performances in the world.
Sige po, salamat. At i-end ko na yung live streaming ko, guys.
The following is
Jens,
a
puntahan
for
kita,
people
ha.
suffering with fibromyalgia symptoms.
Salamat po sa lahat. God bless po. Ingat po kayong lahat, guys.
Had developed the first
Bye-bye.
definitive blood test for the